always working on this thing, and today's project is putting the Speedwerx Alternator Pulley Delete Kit on. Blake Gustin from G3 Motorsports, Meat Garage, was able to hook us up with one, so we're excited to get it on the unit. It wasn't the hardest project to accomplish, but it's something we're pretty excited about because this particular kit helps us reduce about 15 pounds of weight from our unit and a whole bunch of parasitic drag, which for us, we don't have a whole bunch of electrical accessories. The 470 watts that the unit is still going to provide to power the machine and charge the battery without that alternator is plenty. So, but if you're the type that's got a whole bunch of electrical accessories, you want whips and glow and all of that, this probably isn't going to be for you. But for us, we're pretty excited about it because we're looking to do something a little bit different here. So the kit itself is actually only 4 pieces. You've got your bolt and a washer, which are going to replace the pulley, and then you've got a cap and an O-ring, which are going to be the seal or cover for your stator housing. It's a simple project, and the first thing you're going to do is, to get started, is remove your plastic cover here. And while we were getting ours removed, it's maybe a good thing we're doing this because our limiter strap on our particular machine actually had been pushing this cover up to make the pulley rub on this here, so it's kind of a good thing we're not going to have to put this back on the machine because it's not very good anymore. But essentially, once that cover is removed, the next part of it is going to be getting all of this weight right here, the alternator and the bracket, off and removing that. Started, and we're going to start by loosening this bolt here on the top of the alternator so that we can tip the alternator forward, allowing us then to remove the belt. But before we do any of that, it's really important that you make sure that you are disconnecting the battery so that we are not having any issues there. Before you loosen this bolt, you're going to want to unplug the wiring for the alternator and get that out of the way. It's going to be much easier for you. Okay, so everything is off now except for the pulley itself and taking care of the wiring back here. We've got the wire off of the battery and then the actual power to the wiring. We're going to cap that off and tuck that up and then do the same thing, get this out of the way and tucked up on the other side. But the big weight right here, there that goes. We'll set that off to the side. There goes 14 pounds. And then here's the rest of the stuff that we took off. This is the bracket and a heat shield that was holding the alternator in place. Your belt, that wasn't much, but then assortment of bolts in this plastic cover. So there we go, 15 pounds almost. We got about what, 1.5 pounds left when we get to that pulley, but that's the next step, is getting the actual pulley off, taking care of these wires in here. Alright, we had to get the tire and the shock out of the way in order to access the pulley so that we could get to the bolt on the outside. And once we loosen that up, the pulley moves forward, and there's a hidden one behind here that you have to loosen up also so that you can get everything to come out. Now once you do get it out, before you put the new one back in to replace this pulley, make sure that you are wiping this out because that's oil and that's going inside of your engine, and we want to make sure that there's no contamination. So once you've got everything wiped out, grab the bolt and the washer from the pulley delete kit and you're going to plug where the pulley was. So after we torque this bolt to 65 foot-pounds, now we're going to put the cap on. And remember, there was an O-ring in the kit also, so you're going to make sure you put that O-ring on the inside of the cap, and then we're simply going to thread it into place. So all we've got left to do, I've got to get my shock and my tire back in place and then get the battery connected, and we've completed the process.
Well, what do you think of all your hard work?
Well, I definitely think it was worth it. It definitely feels like it revs faster and a lot less load on the motor. And I definitely, if nothing else, it made the machine a little lighter.